Hey guys, it's been way too long. I was so excited to get on. I've been gone for like 5 weeks, and so organization wise, it's been a struggle this morning. So my hair is still wet, so it's just gonna get up out of my way. Let's do a full face. Let's talk about this camera's really funky. See, set it back up this morning. Doesn't look right to me, but that's okay. So we're gonna go top to bottom. Hey girlfriend, miss you. Are you at work? So haven't done a full face in a really long time. So most important thing, I think it was Alex's post this morning about primer. Primer. Face primer. Why do you prime? You prime just like you prime your walls. You know, you wouldn't paint your walls without putting primer on to kind of get them all ready to go. Plus it seals off like this lovely Experience line I have up here. Seals it off so that your makeup and stuff does not settle in it and make it even more obvious. Doesn't make it go away, but it just doesn't make the makeup settle in there. Uh-oh, I always have a towel. Not organized. All right, doesn't matter, we'll get through it. Assuming I can find my brushes. So I'm gonna let that set just a couple seconds. So my favorite liquid foundation in the world. Make sure that you shake it up really good. If your makeup doesn't need shaken, you don't wanna put it on your face. That means it's got all sorts of things in it that you don't want on your face. And one of the reasons I love our foundation brush is it has a hole there in the middle. Hopefully you can see it. Well, you can put the concealer in there, and then so you're putting concealer and foundation on all at the same time to cover up all my little flaws. I have lots. It's okay. So see, there's the foundation in the hole. And the other thing marvelous about this brush, for full coverage with this liquid foundation, you only need about 3 drops. There. So I'm so excited to be home in some ways. I'm ready for the next chapter of my life, which means moving. But you know when you're living out of a suitcase no matter what, and I had a very hospitable stay and took over my friend's bedroom. God love her. But it's hard no matter what when you're out of a suitcase. Then I spent a few days in Florida. Came home yesterday to 30 degrees. Cooler, which did not make my day. So when you're doing your foundation, you want to make sure you get your neck. You want to make sure that your foundation matches your neck or the inside of your arm. Not necessarily your skin. And if you haven't seen me posting about our new skincare line, that is totally customizable based on what you need. So if you have oily skin or dry skin or fine lines or whatever, then you can tell the quiz that and it will decide what you need. I'm just putting on some setting powder. I put a lot of setting powder on because I have less oily than it used to be thanks to the skincare, but it's still oily. So I like my foundation to stay all day. All right. So I'm just gonna finish off my face here a little bit. Oops, that's the old one. So I'm gonna use our contouring sticks, although they're no longer available. Good news is there's some new things coming out that will make contouring really, really easy. And so I think everybody will love them. But tell me why you want to contour. Look like I have on my war paint right at the moment. But if you don't contour, then once you put on your foundation and it's all one color, then you lose the natural contour of your face. And you don't want to do that because you want the contour to be there. Not to mention I gained a little bit of weight, so contouring helps a little bit. Or at least it makes me feel like my cheeks aren't so fat. And you always want to dampen your sponge. I use our setting spray, but you can use water, you can use whatever you want. Just because if it's not damp, then you're going to take everything off that you just put on. All right, let's do some brows. I'm gonna put on the eye primer first because I like for it to set a little bit. Our pressed shadows already have primer in them. And then if your primer is a little bit damp, you may get more color on than you really meant to get on. So I like for it to just be tacky by the time that I actually put it on. So I let it set for a little bit. Just my own psychosis. All right, still trying to find brushes. Hang with me for a second. So cardinal rule about eyebrows. They are sisters, not twins. It's okay if they don't match. Can we try? So if you watched any of my videos, you know that I've had them microbladed a little bit. They're fading fast, the microblading is. So on the lower, you want to start on the lower. I use our palette. I'm using the brunette here. This is the medium palette. There's a blonde and a darker one. So as you do your lower one, you want to go all the way out to here. So you're going to do this. Your arch should be about mid-pupil and then out to here. When you do your upper part of, and you're just outlining at this point, you're going to not go out as far. Let me see if I can make that. Oops, I just turned you around. Hold on 1 second. Do you like my wall? Why did that do that? Sorry about that. All right, so I didn't see on the lower, I went all the way down. On this one, I did not. Hopefully you can see the difference, and I'll show you why. A couple of reasons. You don't want that really harsh right at the tip, as well as it's easier to blend up here in a minute. I'm going to show you that in just a second. So you're just outlining at this point. And then you can go back and fill it in. Today, because I haven't had time to get them really contoured lately, I'm using a mixture of the darker color and the wax. And so I like the wax in the fact that it holds down all those stray ones. I'm just gonna fill in over here. But it does make it much darker. So what you can do is just spread it out. Spread it out a little bit more. And then I'm gonna take where I was out all the way to the end there. I'm gonna take this up and blend it up so it's a little bit lighter. And then I'm gonna take the lightest color here and just fill that in just a little bit. I am by no way an eyebrow expert, but it's a lot about practice and they get better. And then I'm going to take the spoolie and kind of do this to kind of get some of the really darkness out. And it won't be so stark once I get the colors on my eyelids. Although it's pretty stark, isn't it? Whew. All right. good enough for now. Then I take our lightest color of concealer, which is Scarlet. I just put a little bit on my hand. And I'm going to take, hopefully, a brush I can find. Like I said, it actually took me longer, which is a sad story. So here's a true story. It took me longer to unpack my makeup than it did my entire car that I had that was full. Believe me, it was full. I didn't clean these brushes, so bear with me for a second. I'm just going to clean it for a second. Good thing about our brush cleanser, is that you can use them right away. So this is the cream shadow brush, and I like to flatten it out just as much as possible. And then I'm gonna do concealer. You can use the concealer kind of as your highlighter. It also cleans up any of your, if you got a kind of made a mess, which is easy to do when you're doing eyebrows. Then I just pat it in because I want it to stay there. I want the highlighter, but you also don't want it like really stark. And I have that little red spot there that I like to cover up. And just pat it, just use your fingers, do whatever feels right to you. Okie dokie. Looking fairly stark. All right, I'm going to, before I do my lids, this is one of the, and I just got this while I was gone, so it's been sitting here. This is one of the new blushes, and this is the new blush brush. Say that 3 times fast. I'm going to take the comments off here for a second so I can. So there's 6 new colors of blush. And I believe this is Seductive. Yes, Seductive. So, you know, put as much as you want or as little as you want. I love this new brush. You will too. All right. Now, here is the most exciting part. I'm so excited. So let me see if I can find last year's. Last year, the beloved palette was this. Y'all see it? I can't see to see. Okay, yeah, you can see it. Good. And this is this year's. So this is only available to the end of the month or to when it sells out. These sold out last year about this time. So if you love these colors, get them. I've not played with this at all. Like I said, I just got home last night and this was here waiting. So I'm staring, trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. I am first, remember, I feel really strongly that makeup is personal. So, you know, do what you want to do. Use it how you want. So I'm going to use Doting, which is the white, first. And I'm just going to put it all over my lid because I have really dark lids, as you probably already can tell. And I want that to be the base. So when I add the darker colors, they're not as dark because we've got a white base on there. I'm just looking to decide which one I'm going to use next. I think I'm going to use Replaceable, which is this one right here. And I'm really smart because ours are so pigmented, you want to knock a little bit extra off. So I'm just going to do, I'm using the fluff brush, which is really fluffy. The fluffier you are, the less pigment you're gonna get. And then you can always add more. It's much harder to take away. I'm just gonna go up and a little bit above my crease because I have eyes that like to hide my shadow, hooded eyes. And so, you know, if you want your eyeshadow to show up when your eyes are open, if you have hooded eyes, then you've got to put it make a fake crease and put it a little bit above so that you can see the shadow when your eyes are open. Otherwise, if you have hooded eyes, like I do, and you close your eyes and you don't put it above your crease and make kind of this fake crease, then you're not going to see any shadow. I'm going to take Wistful, which is the dark. It's almost a purpley brown. And I'm going to use the crease brush, and I'm going to just put it out here on the edges. And a little bit inward. To give it a little bit. We're going to take the fluff brush when the colors are done. And blend this all out so there's not the stark edges everywhere that you're seeing right now. I'm going to take that in just a little bit more into my actual crease. Okie dokie, and then Wooed right here is the metallic shimmer. It's actually, I wish, it's gorgeous, but I don't want a lot because I have, for the aging process, is my eyes are like crepe paper. So if you use a lot of shimmer or sparkly when you have crepe paper eyes, it settles in there and doesn't look nearly as pretty as it actually is. So I'm going to put it over the rest of my lid because it's soft, and a little bit up and up over because, excuse me, that's where I'm really crepey eyelids. So I don't want a lot of it. But it's, it looks darker in the palette than when you actually get it on your lid. And then I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to blend this all out. And you just want to blend along the edges so you don't have these like really stark edges. Great thing about this palette, you can make about 1,000,001 different, you know, make it really, oh, excuse me, really soft, really whatever you want. And I'm going to take that same cream shadow brush and I'm going to just barely spray it with some setting powder because that helps really hold on to the pigment. And I'm taking Doting, the white again, and I'm just going to put it right here in my corner. Having lighter colors in the corner of your eyes really opens up your eyes. Makes them more poppy, so doesn't pull them down so much. And blend that very well. There we go. All right. So this palette only available to the end of the month. So what, 14 more days? 2 more weeks. Or until it sells out. So hopefully it won't sell out because it's gorgeous and you would love it. And let's finish this look up. All right. I'm going to use our pencil eyeliner. Got to find my sharpener. So another trick for hooded eyes. If you put eyeliner on the lid itself, it just takes up more space of your lid. So I put it underneath. It gives you the same effect without, I noticed I didn't blend that very well. Funny when you look down into the mirror, what you see. You don't have to be perfect with your makeup, you have to be happy with your makeup. So see, I just put it underneath and it didn't take any room up. And I'm putting it on the lower lid. I really like lower lid eyeliner, but again, as I've aged, my skin's not as smooth under there, and it never quite looks the same. So if you put it on your waterline, that doesn't get so bad. All right, let me clip some of this up so we can, now, take a look at my lashes. If you've not used Epic, our one-step mascara, we need to talk. I will tell you that I started using Unique products because I needed better coverage of my skin. Foundation is what I'm trying to say. But so I was gradually switching products because I'm one of those people also that has to use everything the same. It's a little psychosis of mine. So I initially just used the foundation, and I think I got some blush. I can't remember exactly. I think it was foundation and blush, which got me hooked on, oh my goodness. Okay, so I just smudged big time. Trick for mascara, because you want to immediately like take it off. Don't worry about it. Just let it dry and it'll just come, it'll brush right off. But it's really hard to do that. I want to just like smear it immediately. Anyway, I started using it and then I ran out of mascara, and I had used the same mascara for a long time, probably 10 years or more. And Epic was what sold me on being a presenter. So let me see if this is dry, and I'm going to just... So a couple things about mascara. You should never use a tube longer than 3 months. Mine doesn't really last. Mine lasts right at 3 months. But you shouldn't use one longer than that because, you know, no matter how good you are about taking your mascara off at night, and if you're bad about it, it's even more of a reason not to. But you get gunk down in here. So, you know, it brews after a while. The other thing is always just twist it out. Don't pump it in and out because that introduces air. And not a good thing. It dries it out. You're going to think this didn't last me any time at all because you dried it out. All right, we're going to stop there. I think I could use Epic all day long and just keep going, but I'm going to stop. Yay! Yay, I can. What do you think about the colors? I like them. All right. Lippy. What lippy do I want? I don't do very good with pinks, but maybe sentimental. Let's try sentimental. It's a little bit. So this is our splash. You can see that the brush is tipped. We have a couple splashes that are metallics, but most dry matte. And a couple tips with them. Number one, don't do what I just did and smudge it. Number two, with liquid lipstick, you're gonna let it dry for at least 10 minutes before you're putting on anything else. So, you know, let it dry. If you don't like the matte feeling and you want to add some gloss or lip bonbon or whatever, that's super duper. But let it dry a little bit before you do that. I'm going to take, because I still do so good with these pinkish colors. 1 second, I'll show you what I'm doing. I'm cleaning a brush right now again. All right, I'm gonna add just a little bit of Stellar, and Stellar is more of a nude color, to take this pinkish purple down a notch. I'm using a lip brush, this I don't. That's the other super duper thing about these liquid, is you can blend them really easy. I just use Stellar a lot, so it's getting kind of, I'm getting a lot on my brush. There we go. All right, hope everyone's having a great day. This is really dark, but I think some of it's the lighting. Having issues because I didn't get it all set up. All right, not so much. Palette. Don't forget the palette that I already put up. This palette. Talk to me about the new. Goodness gracious, I am so unorganized today. The new blushes. This is Seductive. I think I'm going to add more. Other good thing, you can always add, or again, easier to add than subtract. And have a great day. I'm glad to be back. Talk to you soon about skincare. Maybe we'll do, I don't know. But if you haven't looked at the customizable skincare, you need to. It's amazing. It's going to take care of your specific concerns, not your sister's, not your brother's, not your mother's, but yours. So, have a great rest of your day. Talk to you soon. Bye now.